So apparently, Donald Trump is going to be starting his own social media platform. Apparently, Jason Miller says that it's going to be coming in 2 to 3 months. So, wanted to make a quick little video here discussing how I think that's going to look and maybe make a couple of predictions. So, here's what I think. I think at first there's going to be millions and millions of people are going to join, and it'll probably be off to a rocky start. It'll have laggy issues like you would see with Parler and several other alternative platforms. And I think it's going to be a really, really hard time for them to get service providers, right? Because obviously he was banned from all of social media because, hate speech or whatever nonsense garbage they want to say. Oh, I'm sorry. Inciting riots at the hoax false flag Capitol, storming of the Capitol, right? So I think it'll be off to a rocky start because there's going to be millions and millions of people are going to join. I would say probably within the first week to 2 weeks, they're probably going to have 300 million people join the site. That's how big it's going to go right away because this time around, like on Parler, you don't have a bunch of the people on the fake left out of the fake left-right paradigm joining Parler because it's the conservative network. But they are all going to join up to see what Trump is doing because it'll give them stuff to write about again. The media loves Donald Trump. They say they hate Donald Trump, but they love Donald Trump because all they do is they get to sit there and attack and attack and attack. So they love him. The fake lying propagandists in the media just love Donald Trump. So they're all looking at this with dollar signs in their eyes, what they're doing. So then everybody will join it, and then all of the usual suspects are going to start coming after it. ADL, SPLC, all of the different fake activist groups out there that serve a foreign interest and foreign people, they're going to be attacking it hardcore. It's going to be attacked by all kinds of hacks. It's just going to be a big, big shit show. And I'll join it, right? I'm going to join it. I always adopt all the alt tech platforms. So am I going to join one that has millions and millions of people following, many of which are like-minded individuals? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be on it on day one. So it'll be interesting. My advice with it would be to, be careful what information you share with the website because I guarantee you it is going to be data mined like crazy. So then, once they get all the bells and whistles ironed out and get everything smooth sailing, it will be a large company. It'll probably end up being a multi-million, maybe even a billion-dollar company at some point in time. But there's going to be tons of people on it. But it will be non-stop attacked, and it's going to be wild to see. It should be really interesting because they're going to have, if it's going to be successful, they're going to have some of the top IT security professionals in the world working for the website in order for it to get up and off the ground, which I'm sure they will, right? I'm sure they will. But here's what the end result of all of this is going to be. In the beginning, it's going to be free speech. But just like everything else with Trump, and especially in the last year of his term, he will end up caving and buckling, and he will buckle to the mob. So they're going to have to put together their own little, hate speech police and all of that stuff, just like Facebook and Twitter and everything. The elite establishment will not allow the website to operate unless they play by the rules. Look what they do to everybody else. Look what they've done to Gab, and they've already got DLive on board with all of it. So if you don't bow and just go along with the cancel culture and the hate speech and policing thoughts and everything, they will take you down. So that is what we're going to see. At some point, we're going to see them. At first, it'll be, it's all about free speech, but then they will kowtow because guess what? First and foremost, Donald Trump is an establishment businessman. Whether he thinks so or not, that's what he is. And you do not get to the point of the presidency and of being a billionaire and all that stuff without being an establishment player. Now, are there people in the same establishment that hate his guts? Absolutely. Absolutely. They hate him. But there's warring factions. But at the end of the day, they all serve the same people. They all serve the same bankers. They all serve the same corporations. They all serve the same shadowy figures that are at the top of the pyramid, hiding in the darkness, pulling the strings and turning the gears of making the world work. So that's what's going to happen. It might not happen right away, but they will come out with a terms of service that's going to end up being similar to Facebook, things like that. They'll oh, you better not misgender people. Those things will happen on the Trump network. So it's going to be interesting. I'll definitely be joining it. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be as hardcore as, say, YouTube is or Facebook. Facebook, which I stopped using years and years ago at this point, but and YouTube I've been banned from. So I don't think it's going to be as bad as that, but it's definitely going to get to the point where they are policing speech. So could I be wrong? Sure, but that's the way that I'm seeing things operate here. If it ever comes to fruition, you never know. Could just be blowing hot air, right? So we will see. But either way, I think it's kind of interesting. And of course, the media's already starting. Why Trump would make the most boring social media site ever by Jack Schaefer. Jack Schaefer put this little piece together. He wrote it. So yeah, I didn't even read it. Not gonna read it. I just used it as a backdrop to the video here. It's just obviously garbage drivel. So anywho, appreciate you guys tuning in today. Hopefully you are doing well. Check back tomorrow for another video. Take care.